Alarm NBA DFS show with Jon Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the Friday 11-game main slate over on DraftKings. One of the larger slates we've had since DraftKings started cutting off the 10 p.m. We have a slate starting at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We have the 9 p.m. games on this main slate as well. We got a couple of teams on back-to-backs that played on Thursday. We have some pretty big injury news on this slate as well. Notably, John Morant already ruled out for Memphis in their matchup against Washington, which was maybe already shaping up to be kind of a fun little matchup that, given the way we've been playing some Wizards of late. This slate cuts off the 76ers Lakers. Anthony Davis may not have been available for that one, so that would have probably been a huge situation, getting LeBron James there. Then Clippers and Kings is the other 10 p.m. game. Don't have that one on the slate. James, how we feeling about things right now?
Feeling about, as good as we're going to feel with 11 games and a lot of injury news. Ja's out, as you mentioned. Zion's questionable again. Jaylen Brown was already ruled out. We do have Denver. Jamal Murray may return in this game. He's been upgraded to questionable. Brandon Miller is on the injury report. Jaren Duran, Jalen. Jeez, man, terrible start to this.
It's a lot of names that are all kind of the same.
Jalen Duran is doubtful. Draymond's questionable. Trey Murphy might make his return.
Yeah, upgraded to doubtful. Jordan Hawkins already ruled out for this.
Yeah, so there's a lot to sift through anytime you start getting into these big slates. But as we always say on the show, if you're a first-time listener, first off, welcome. Second off, you got to stay hip to the news if you want to be, successful in NBA DFS. Sometimes we overdo it, with the pivots and stuff, but you do just need to know who's in and out from a baseline standpoint that extends beyond the 7 p.m. deadline, and we'll do our best in the Fantasy on Discord to tell you who's in and who's out by the time roster luck comes around. But interesting slate. Giannis, Jokic, Luka, Tatum, SGA. It's a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, look at we got 6 guys up over 10K. Feels like we might be the most we've had on a slate, so far this year in terms of spend ups. It does obviously make it interesting, given 3 guys up over $11,000 as well. Where do you go? I kind of think I know where I want to go here when it comes to spending up, because there's one guy that is just out of his mind right now. But we'll go over it. Luka is 11-6. He's been good. Last couple of starts for him: double, 7 rebounds, 34 and 27 actual, 71 and 63 fantasy points. Home versus Phoenix. Trae Young versus Detroit here. Okay game for him. Poor shooting, but made up with it just with volume. 23, 10, and 6. 2 steals for 50 fantasy points. He's got Detroit. Dame, another big night for him. He is, him and Giannis are doing everything they can to put this team on their back right now and carry them over the hump. They're going to get a win, second of the year over Utah on Thursday. There's that here with Dame. LaMelo, $9,600. Brunson, we'll start with him at the 89. So LaMelo and up. Again, how do you feel about this tier of guys?
I mean, Luka goes for 70 in back-to-back games if that game stayed competitive. But they blew the Bulls out. He only had to play 32 minutes. But 63 fantasy points in 32 minutes.
Pretty he played good. Well into the fourth quarter in that game, too.
Good. So, we probably get 4 or 5 extra minutes in that one. He's averaging 2 fantasy points per minute. By math, he gets 70. So no problem getting to Luka in any spot. Trae, I'm good with. You mentioned it. It's volume. It's minutes. It's his peripherals have been amazing because we're just, he has played 9 games, 7 double-doubles with assists. So Trae's been great. SGA, you can always play him in tournaments. I just, I don't know. Obviously, he hasn't been paying off a 10-1 price tag. You can always play. He has 76 in his bag. If you want to get there, you can.
It's hard for him to pay it off when Jalen Williams is going for 50 and Chet's going for 40 and things like that. He is still the team, but those two other guys have taken step forwards, and he hasn't had that ceiling outside of the first couple of games. Obviously, he showed the 76 fantasy points against Atlanta earlier this year, but I'm kind of with you there. That's why I skipped over him. I was like, you know what? I don't know if this is a spot against Houston where Shea's going to go off. So
I wouldn't skip him. I would just say he obviously has a ceiling if you want to play him in a tournament, but I prefer the other guys. Lillard, I mean, the Knicks have not been great defensively, so if you want to get to Dame, second leg of a back-to-back, that's fine. LaMelo Ball is very interesting. 32 minutes wasn't the best, but obviously, we understand that there was an ankle thing going into that one, so that definitely plays a factor in it because there was no foul trouble, wasn't turning the ball over, clearly trying to limit his minutes a little bit with the bum ankle, but they're potentially really shorthanded. Miles Bridges out for the next couple weeks. Brandon Miller questionable. No Richards. Grant Williams was on the injury report. I know he's probable, but on the injury report nonetheless. And obviously Mark, they are just extremely shorthanded. It's gonna be LaMelo Ball's show. Indiana's not great defensively, so I'm very interested in LaMelo Ball. I think this is a highly intriguing 9,000 and up tier.
Yeah, I agree with you. A lot of directions you can go. It's a large slate. There's a lot of directions you go down here too. Brunson against Milwaukee, $8,900. Cade against Atlanta, 87. Cade had a huge game. Curry, big game against Boston. He's got Cleveland, obviously a tougher spot, but he showed that he can still do what it takes to win at a high level here. You got Ingram now a point guard, small forward eligibility. Booker, Irving, Donnie Mitch. Halliburton is only $8,100, so that's kind of your next 1B tier.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Brunson's great. Bad game against Houston, willing to go back, or bad game against Atlanta, sorry. Yeah. Willing to go back to the well. There, we said it. We like Detroit and the guards. Jaden Ivey also a little banged up after the last game, John. So I know he's not on the injury report, but I saw reports that he was had a little calf injury that he was getting worked on. Maybe that's something that pops up during the day, and obviously, or just during the game, and it's just more Cade than we got. I mean, 23 shots in a triple double. I mean,
back-to-back triple doubles for Cade Cunningham.
That is clear, clearly something that he is going for, right? I mean, not stat padding, but clearly if I rebound more and if I assist more, we will win. And they've been competitive in both. They should have probably won that Charlotte game if not for a Hail Mary tip in for Brandon Miller. So yeah, I love Cade. Steph in tournaments always. That's just, I feel like, a rule, right? You can always play Steph in a tournament because he's just Steph Curry. The Ingram, is interesting, but I would probably only get there if Zion was out. Halliburton is
81 or Charlotte.
I mean, he's too cheap, and I don't expect him to have 4 assists, but obviously it's just been a very up and down season for him so far. The shots, 11 shots in 37 minutes in a game you score 118 points. I mean, tournaments only, he's just too inconsistent right now.
Yeah, I agree. It is obviously a pretty good matchup for him there.
For sure.
The Brunson one, they kind of called it out on Twitter. Dyson Daniels was just locking him up in that game.
He's very good. I mean, Dyson Daniels is very good.
That's you got to start paying attention to that Atlanta matchup if you got a guard you like playing, because he's been going off here. Jordan Poole now, $7,900, another 40 fantasy points. We've talked about it. Washington's going to be a fun, bad team, and we're going to talk about some Wizards to play here. Poole, $7,900 has been one of the better consistent performers on that team so far this season.
Absolutely no problem getting there. He's been great.
Simons, Suggs, Derek White, no Jaylen Brown again. I think he's already ruled out of that game.
Yeah, Brown's out. Yeah, Brown's already out.
Yep. Schroeder gets the opposite side of that matchup, and Van Vliet, $7K.
I mean, of the tier, I would love to get to Derek White if you told me that this game was going to be competitive. It's a 13.5-point spread in Boston after a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Now, saying Brooklyn hasn't been scrappy, right? Like they've been better. They're 4-4. They're one of the best teams in the East so far, John.
Yeah. It's
I'm just obviously, just obviously a little jokes, but like they are 4-4, and technically by record they are one of the best teams in the East.
Yeah.
The answer for me in this tier is Derek White. If this game can stay competitive enough to get Derek White mid-30s minutes, because if he's gonna get mid-30s minutes, even if he doesn't, like obviously
44 and 29 in that blowout against Atlanta. It's the no Jaylen Brown X factor, right?
Yes. And Porzingis. Like
correct.
they're missing 2 of their 3 best offensive players, and Derek White is someone that can just do no wrong on the basketball floor. So, yeah, it's just Derek White. I'll take back the blow thing. I'll just blanket statement Derek White.
Suggs obviously good there too, but you're not gonna why not just for $100 cheaper play Derek White? Because why not?
Yep.
Westbrook, dude, 29 and 21 actual points the last 2 games for him. Against the Thunder, now he gets Miami in Denver here. He was $5K. He is now $6,600. I know you mentioned Jamal Murray might be back, but if he is out,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean
the shooting is really carrying him right now.
Yes, I mean 12 rebounds and assists in back-to-back games. Obviously, we know that of Russell Westbrook, right? Like we know the scoring is obviously a little bit of outlier, I think, at this point. But yeah, I mean, if there's no Jamal Murray, then yes, right?
Okay.
If there's no Jamal Murray, yes. That's all I got. I don't have
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Like even if he is to score 15 points, you take 14 away from the 47, he's at 34, and that's still good enough at $6,600 for 5x if he gives you the 6-6-1 there. So
now, and if Murray doesn't play or Murray plays, we don't have to worry about it because Scottie Pippen's 65.
That actually is even a better question. Do you just play Scottie Pippen? Anyways,
I mean, it's clearly the better spot.
Yep.
Undoubtedly the better spot.
Not even the matchup for him. It's just that there's no Morant. The minutes probably unlimited.
Right? Yeah, and if you remember the last time John missed a game, Marcus Smart was there. Marcus Smart is not there. Desmond Bain was also there. Desmond Bain's not there. Like they're just going to have to play Scottie Pippen. I believe I saw I think Conchar is doubtful again too. If I remember correctly, he's questionable. So like they could play Conchar on the ball. They got Luke Kennard back. They could technically play Luke Kennard on the ball a little bit.
Pippen's gonna be that guy though.
But sure. I assume just based on the minutes and the way that they've, given all the minutes to Pippen, that's just gonna be their starting point.
Yep. Bob Carrington, other side of that matchup, he's 5,500, 16, 8, and 7. Filling up the stat sheet. Scoring's becoming a little bit better.
Yeah. And he was like when you look at the way it was Sarr, then Carrington, then Keyshawn George. That was the way they were drafted all in the first round. And it was kind of like the most intrigue in DFS has been more on Keyshawn George, who is the last of their first round picks.
He's generally been the cheapest.
He's been the cheapest, but Carrington is obviously a skilled dude. The peripheral stats have been amazing. The scoring has been much improved. And the shot attempts, just like you're seeing more aggressiveness, right? 12 shot attempts. That was a career high last game. So I like Carrington in that same tier. Jose Alvarado is coming off a nuke 46 fantasy points for Jose Alvarado. And we have said it ad nauseum, how good Cleveland is defensively, and it just hasn't mattered. And that is like an opportunity thing. I don't think Jose Alvarado is going to go 7 for 7 from 3 again. But
his PRA for that game was 21.5. He had 27 points.
He had 21 on 3-point attempts.
20. He cleared it in threes.
So I think Jalen Suggs is looming. Okay. So was the whole Cleveland defense, and Cleveland's under, right? So it's just an opportunity thing for Alvarado, we already know for a fact Jordan Hawkins is out, so we don't have to worry about the minutes. Possibly Zion out, even more shot volume. So Carrington, Alvarado here, both really solid.
Yeah, agreed. We talk often Peyton Pritchard games. He played 32 minutes against Golden State. He had a good night at $5,200. Now they're 13.5-point home favorites. It's not like he can play many more minutes than he's playing now. Like maybe he gets a couple, and we also know he doesn't close in these blowout situations anymore. So I don't know where the ceiling is if he doesn't go out and knock down 6 threes, but I do know he's going to at least pay off the price tag. So where are you with Pritchard here?
I was actually looking more at Holiday for $200 more.
Okay.
But I don't have a problem with either of them. I think they're both very similar. I think, in a competitive game, I give the lean to Holiday. In a game that is, this is the game that Jaylen Brown specifically mentioned. Like they said, the Detroits of the world. This is a Detroit of the world, and a 13.5-point spread. We lean on Peyton Pritchard. So I'm good with both of them. Maybe Pritchard takes the cake because he's $200 cheaper and has multi-position eligibility.
Sure. I don't think Shaedon Sharpe would play second leg after just coming back.
I don't think so.
What did he even end up getting to tonight for minutes anyways?
He played 20 minutes. He was really good. 13 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a block. 20 minutes.
Stunning everybody. Delano Banton still played minutes. 16.
He played in the first half. I was going to message you, and then
what's unfortunate is I bit my tongue. I didn't say it, but I thought maybe Chris Murray would be a guy that could lose out minutes to Shaedon Sharpe, and they were in the chat saying Banton wasn't going to play with Sharpe back. I was like, yeah, but what if Chris Murray is the one that gets it? I didn't say it. Next time I'll just say everything that's on my mind. It's for the best.
They didn't watch the pre-show then, because I said it in the pre-show.
You said Chris Murray could be the one cut?
Yeah, I said Chris Murray. Yeah, in the pre-show.
Trey Mann's there, 21 minutes. Again, if you think that people are, we know people are out. It's not the right position for people to be out, but maybe just by default he gets on the floor.
If Miller sits,
sure, or they shift Miller up, right? With Bridges out,
yeah,
possible. DDV, big night for him.
Yep,
$5K, gonna pay off that price tag. McBride was absolute monster in that game against Atlanta. We know he's going to have some of these games. Milwaukee, not a good defensive team, though. Feels certainly like you're chasing a little bit, but could have him. And then Conley also coming off of a double-double. His impressive assist chance conversion rate just continues. And I messaged you today. I was like, Mike Conley's shooting 20% from 2-point field goals. He hit better efficiency on his 2-point field goals today. So he
was 2 for 3 from 2 today. That is 40% better than what his average was. So.
AJ Green came off the bench and knocked down threes again. I don't know if we're going to continue to see that trend, but he did it today.
No, but where's Jackson? 34. He was great.
Yeah,
he was great.
Agreed.
He's gonna be super popular again.
Agreed.
28 minutes, 4 steals, by the way, for Andre Jackson.
I saw that.
Exactly what they needed.
You mentioned the defense. He was right there with it. And I guess if Sharpe's out, do we give Banton a look?
Dude, he played in the first quarter. He was in the first quarter of that game. So
they looked at him like, oh my God, I forgot. This guy can just rack up points.
How can I forget last season so fast?
Well, they did.
He checked in. Let's see when he checked in. What was the official? I thought he checked in the first quarter. Maybe he checked in the second quarter. I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I was looking at the second quarter. Ryan Rupert checked in.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Delano Banton? Usually add more funds. This would be an add more funds thing, but it's Delano Banton checked in with 5 minutes left in the first half.
There you go.
He is a closer, dude. They just use him as a closer. He's just closing
16 minutes. So
yeah. It's an 11-game slate. That would probably be the one thing that I would be hesitant.
I agree.
With.
Just calling it out. Shooting guard.
You're getting your Delano Banton takes in now before we start seeing the 30 minutes a game. I know what you're doing. We've been working together for a while.
Finally got the Anthony Edwards game we've been asking for. $9,300 has always been too cheap. Got a monster game on him on Thursday. Home versus Portland would set him up for another pretty good game if you think that game can stay competitive. Again, Portland has offensive players that I think can score with anybody. Defensively, they're terrible.
They've actually been better. They've actually been, I looked at it today, they've been league average. So
there you go. I'll take league average for Portland. So Edwards is still too cheap at $9,300. What do you think of this Phoenix-Dallas game? High scoring, close?
Great game. Yeah, great game. Dallas is really banged up in the front court. I mean, they already ruled out Washington. They already ruled out Lively. They already ruled out Maxi Kleber. So it's going to be the Luka Kyrie show. Kevin Durant has been the best player, one of the 5 best players in the world again. So, if we're talking Phoenix, that's probably the direction I'd go. But
got a 230.5 total, just a 3-point spread.
I say this to you year in, year out when we're talking Phoenix. Devin Booker has a massive ceiling because he is an absolute flamethrower when he gets it going.
We got a 40 burger already. Dude,
he is one of, I would say, a literal short list of players that can score in bunches. There are not many people that can score in bunches better than Devin Booker. When he really has it going, I mean, he is insane.
It's honestly unfortunate that Phoenix wanted to be a competitive game because a team.
He would lead the league in scoring. He would lead the league in scoring.
If it was just him on the bad Suns, he would lead the league in scoring 100%. So again, I got Irving, who for a little bit was looking like it was going to be a Kyrie Irving game.
He had 15 in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, it was looking like, it's going to be a Kyrie game. It wasn't. He cooled off big time. Only played 28 minutes in that blowout, and Luka did his thing. But can always play Kyrie Irving if you want to. Same thing. Donnie Mitch, Jalen Green, they're fine. Tyler Hero, I'm always a fan of, $6,800.
Another big game, another massive game.
Yeah. I tell you, he is good for 20 plus, 4 and 4 baseline.
Making a lot of threes. A lot of threes this year.
Yep. Now in Denver, sometimes that throws people off, the elevation and the conditioning and all that stuff. But 6,800 feels pretty good. No Bridges. We know what Miller can be when it's the usage kind of has to shift around. And if he is healthy enough and he's probable to play, certainly could be a spot for him to score. Did you see the half-court alley-oop?
From LaMelo?
Yeah.
I mean, super high in Brandon Miller. The lowest price tag he's gotten all year, and he's just missing shots. They
asked the coach about it today. He's like, I saw LaMelo throw it up, and I didn't see anybody. I was like, what is he doing? And then I saw Miller fly into the frame. I was like,
yeah.
Lamar Jackson just threw a 90-yard touchdown, apparently. So
he did. It was a tightrope up the sidelines.
There you go. Let's see.
Jaden Ivey, 63. He was really good the other night. Again, a little interested about the injury that is not listed. Mm-hmm. So that's a good sign, obviously, but another good game for Jaden Ivey overall.
Yeah.
35 fantasy points, second straight game.
Yep. Got the Knicks. Figure out which Nick, and you win a prize.
Yeah.
Got Wells. Wells could be a pretty big play here in this one.
Only thing I'd say, my hesitation with the price is, I think, a little too crazy. Sure. But Luke Kennard being back kind of, I think, will eat into some Jalen Wells.
Okay. Daniels, we know. Should we reconsider
Cade?
One of the Pistons guards?
He's guarding Cade.
Right? So maybe it is an Ivy day.
And then Risha Shea is guarding Ivy. That's probably and then Trey's just being hidden on Tim Hardaway Jr.
He's just standing in a corner.
Absolutely just hiding Tim Hardaway Jr. It's honestly perfect fit for Atlanta. This is a perfect matchup for Atlanta because they can hide Trey.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, we say this all the time. Could Cade go out and score 17 on 6 of 28 shooting and still give us a triple-double? Yeah, he could, right? And that would be great defense for Dyson Daniels, but it wouldn't necessarily matter because he still got us a triple-double. So, yes-ish.
Sure.
There's obviously he has an elite defender and Daniels ahead of him. Also, salute to Dyson Daniels, 37 minutes and 16 shots in that game. Missed almost every single one, but he took 16 of them.
That's all that matters, right? Take the shots. Speaking of man that takes the shots, Ben Matherin's $5,400.
Ben Matherin, dude. I feel like it's just like death taxes. If this guy plays 30 minutes, he's going to score and he's going to get your rebounds. Yeah. Did you see his stat line?
Yeah, okay. No, he's
look at the free throws. This was rookie year Ben Matherin. No, this is what you and I loved.
Yep. Get to the rim.
Dude, 7 shots, 14 free throw attempts. And he's an elite rebounder, by the way.
He's very elite.
Too cheap. Ben Matherin, John.
Against Charlotte?
Lock it.
You can't say that about
an Indiana Pacer.
He's gonna be Rick Carlisle's gonna be on his way driving through the farms of North Carolina. It's like, Shepherd.
You know he's gonna dude. I was actually gonna say Jarris Walker because I don't know if you saw it was the Jarris Walker game yesterday.
Yeah.
And that is so funny. He's like, dude, I just imagine Rick Carlisle in his like Honda Civic, and it's just a picture of his roof. He got it detailed, and it's literally just Ben Shepherd up there.
Yeah, Ben Shepherd up there. It would not stun me if that ended up happening. The whole world is playing Ben Matherin at $5,400 against Charlotte.
He starts Ben Shepherd.
No, Matherin will start, but he'll play like 17 minutes, and like Ben Shepherd's going to play 25. It's going to be a nightmare. Christian Braun's always fine, $5,300. What did Tamani Kamara end up doing tonight?
Wait, dude, we were crapping on. We got to stop publicly saying stuff like this. Christian Braun. He scored 24 actual. We're like, yeah, the guy has no ceiling. He's been like safe, whatever.
I said he needs to shoot more threes, is what I said.
He took 8 threes.
He took 8. I know.
He took 8.
You listened. I rewind the tapes. I said, I wish
our show's got to be getting to some of these guys, because like it's just like clockwork.
Listen, we gain like 10 new subs every day, so maybe it's one of them. They're just on their way in. Rick Carlisle's listening in. He's like, it could be a Reed Shepherd.
Damn it, they call me the mad scientist again.
Yeah. Keep calling me the mad scientist, damn it. Anyways, DDV, we talked about them. Pritchard, man. Anybody down here?
Boston. Brandon, Boston.
Oh, yeah. No Hawkins.
38 minutes, dude. 38 minutes.
If Murphy's activated.
Yeah, he
starts over Boston, right? Or do they keep him off the bench? Limitations in his first game back, sort of thing.
Yes. I mean, they could technically start Murphy and still limit him, and we'll still get Brandon Boston. But if Murphy is upgraded and plays, I'd probably off Boston. If Murphy doesn't play, I mean, dude, 37 and 38 minutes the last 2 games.
Yep. No, he's been good. There's nothing else down here, though, right?
THJ playing a bunch of minutes.
Strother,
if there's
7.
I still think we need Jamal Murray to be out for Strother.
Okay.
Because like some of those minutes will now just be consumed by Westbrook in their second unit, right? Maybe not, because you can always shift Porter to the 4. But obviously, we've seen what it could be. He closed over Westbrook, by the way.
Yes. Westbrook checked back in like a minute to go in the game or something like that.
Yeah.
He did everything we said he needed to do, including he got the fouls. But 3 of 11, 1 for 7 from 3. Like, he's a better shooter than 1 for 7. He could have exploded. If Murray's out again, I would definitely go back and play 100%. Him over Watson.
100%.
Because nobody played him. Everybody played Watson, and Trother was like 8%. And if he basically did the same production, Isaiah Joe started that game for OKC.
Yeah, but that's good luck. Good luck guessing who he's going to start or not.
Sure, but what if he does start?
Yes, he's also been really good.
He is really good. We know
they just have so many. How do they have so many good players? How does one team have so many good players?
I was looking at their draft. They drafted Chet and Jalen in the same draft.
And did they also take Ousmane Dieng in that draft too?
They might have. I didn't scroll much further past like pick 12.
I think Ousmane Dieng was a first-round pick for the Thunder in that draft.
I hope the Thunder ownership send Paul George and the Clippers like a thank you note. Because they got SGA 2 first-round picks. Well, they kept their own first-round pick. They sucked. They took Chet. They got SGA, and they got Jalen Williams of the Clippers.
You know what I saw today? I saw today when Maxey went down, if the Sixers are one of the 6 worst teams in the NBA, the Oklahoma City get their first-round pick.
They won't be one of the 6 worst teams, though.
Are we sure?
Yeah, Paul George back. You see how good he was last night?
They also
Embiid's back Tuesday. 3 games.
Yeah, then and then we'll sit Wednesday because they're on a back-to-back.
The league's punishment for him missing games. No, it's a punishment for pushing the referee there,
reporter, yeah.
But they're investigating the team on resting him, and then they suspend him for 3 games.
They should have made him play 48 minutes.
Should have made him play. Yeah, that's
3 games, 48 minutes each.
Yeah,
nothing will go wrong.
Yeah, it's like an in-house suspension. You ever had one of those in school?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you
don't
stay home. You sit in the classroom for the whole day. Yeah,
that's brutal.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Genius, honestly, genius idea.
For schools, yeah.
Yeah,
you get in trouble. You don't get a free day at home for a video game.
Yeah.
No, you're just going to sit here. You have all your teachers send your work. You can do work all day.
Yeah.
A nightmare that day was.
You only had one of them. Good for you. Good for you.
Small forward. Play sports. You get out of things. Yeah. Small forward. JT 10-5. Let everybody down. Scored 32. Still let everybody down. Shot 50% from the floor. Still let everybody down. 2 assists.
Yeah, I mean,
4
we know that. I mean, we know the mean will over time will fix it.
I agree. Eventually, I bet his over first half points.
Well,
didn't come in. Scored 5.
Well,
nightmare.
He had a good third quarter.
Absolute nightmare. Jalen Williams is him.
Yeah, I mean,
Thankful to have him on a few basketball.
He's good. He's incredibly good at basketball, and
look at these steals.
He is, but this is
he's got long arms.
He does. Well, dude, that's why they can
hands.
start a 6'7" power forward because he literally has. I remember listening to him talk about it on Reddick's podcast before Reddick abandoned that and became a coach. He has like a 7'5" wingspan for someone who's 6'7" or 6'6".
Like monster hands.
Monster hands. Dude, he's just he is a freak. He'd be like a lot of teams' best player. Or like
he might be this team's best player.
Well, he's the Derek White of OKC. I mean,
they're the best team in the West. We talked about it a bunch of times.
They're gonna cycle through best games.
Though they did lose in Denver.
So they did, and that was it. Up 16 in the second half. And
Jokic was like, "Hold on for a second."
Right. Him and Westbrook both.
Yeah.
I think that we're gonna see games between J. Will, Chet, and SGA just cycle through them all year long. So guess the right game and you win a prize.
Yeah, I agree with you. Good spot for him there for sure. Wagner did have a really big game. 28, 8, and 6. They need him
to.
They need him.
They just have to be that. And they lost. He's going to play 40 minutes and be Paolo essentially.
Yeah.
When Paolo's out. So I'm definitely good with Franz.
Jimmy Butler, not the game I thought he was going to have.
No.
37
and did
minutes.
You see him pass? Did you see the final play of that game?
Oof. No.
He had a 3 that he had a little clutch on, but with 0.1 he passed it to Tyler Hero.
Well, I would too. Way how Tyler Hero's been shooting.
Did you hear the time on the clock?
Yeah.
He threw him a grenade. He threw him a grenade.
Not enough. He threw alley-oop 3-pointer. You ever heard of it?
Yeah, that's my bad.
Butler generally gets up for these bigger matchups, and I just thought that was going to be it, and he was passive Jimmy Butler in that game. I don't know. Josh Hart, we talked about him maybe getting the sneaky 15 rebounds. Didn't do that, but still went for 40 and fouled out of that game. So good spot if you want to go there against Milwaukee. MPJ could be a pretty good spot here.
He's been so good. There's no Aaron Gordon.
Yeah. And
there's possibly no Jamal Murray. The minutes for Michael Porter this year have been so incredible. We knew the made shots were going to come. He has been an elite 3-point shooter his whole career. Hey, suddenly look at that, 40% on the year.
And I mean, Bam's gonna have his hands full in this game.
Correct.
So,
The
but
Heat
on the
are
flip
going
side,
to.
I mean, Jokic isn't gonna get stopped. Like, I'm not gonna say that Bam's gonna cause him problems, but like, Bam's a really good defender. Like, he could cause some, disruption, and Jokic gets 15 assists a game. So
Bam is a first team NBA All NBA defender.
Yeah.
If like Wemby doesn't exist, right? Like that, he's gonna like people have him like top 3 in the defensive player of the year for the last couple of years. So
yeah. Yep.
yeah.
So MBJ really good. Obviously, price is coming up on him a little bit. Koulibaly, again, his price is the most expensive of the Wizards here. That's Devin Vassell.
Turn of Devin Vassell for Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Devin Vassell. Koulibaly's been good. Not last game, but he's been good in general. Everybody else is good in that last game. So
correct.
No problem getting there if you want. Wiggins Revenge, 5,800.
Good luck. I got nothing else for you.
Chasing the Ricochet points. Got 41 out of Anunoby minutes wise.
Yep. 30 fantasy points at 5,000 worked again.
Still good. So you got to play 41 minutes in a game. It's going to happen for you.
Yep. Agreed.
I mean, he hit everything, but he's been improving each and every game here. I guess we have to see if Hunter's going to play or not, right?
No, he's out. He's out.
There you go.
He's already out. Yeah.
Already ruled out. Our guy, Keyshawn George. At one point was like 1 for 9 shooting in that game.
Oh boy, that third quarter was magical.
And didn't miss a shot for about 8 minutes. And James
17 threes
in our mind. He's gonna shoot for better or for worse. And at any time, he's proven now they can get hot. And again, Memphis is missing dudes. So
yep.
I like it. I think it's a good spot here.
Same.
Let's see. What else we going down here?
I mean, the price is the thing. Like, he's going to start, and it makes sense because Durant on the opposite side, right? Like, this is probably it's a good matchup. So if you want to play Najee, we were playing him the other day because his price.
Yeah.
Flat out. 4,800 is not I would rather just play Amen Thompson, who even in like limited minutes, 24 minutes, 27 fantasy points. So he's still smashed. Royce O'Neal's going to play mid-20s minutes. He's going to be fine. Javante off the bench. Dylan Brooks, $4,200. He's lost a bunch of time. I don't think maybe do the Hornets start Cody Martin? Do you think with Bridges? Do you think they start Grant? Like
I think Grant starts.
Okay. Well, if Grant starts, then if Cody Martin were to start, I think Cody Martin at 38 would be fine. I am very intrigued by Jarris Walker moving forward. I don't think we can necessarily go there now because I'm not going to chase a 7 for 7. But like, let's not forget that this was the fifth overall pick.
Yeah.
In the draft 2 years ago, and
you can also play Jackson here.
Andre, you can. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Andre Jackson is a good price for sure. But I don't think there's anything else.
Nope, not unless injury news breaks. Power forward, Giannis 11-2 did Giannis things tonight. It's the Knicks in the Garden. We always talk about stars in the Mecca. So there's certainly a chance that he has himself a big day here. Zion, if he plays, Durant 86 against Dallas. Jalen Johnson continues to be really good. We talked about like one day he's on a triple double. He was looking like it might have been that day.
He almost triple doubled.
23, 15, and 7. Now he gets Detroit here. I mean, 85. I don't know. He should be a 9K guy at this point. I don't know what we're waiting on really.
Yep.
A lot of guys we've discussed already in the same range. Love Siakam still at under 8K at $7,800, knowing that they don't have anybody even to defend him anymore. Like, no one's there. No one to defend Pascal Siakam in this slate.
Is Jokic your top play? You had teased it earlier. It's not Giannis. It's not Luka. I'm assuming it's Jokic.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just asking because like I'm just trying to like figure out.
No, I hear you. I
Like
feel
Giannis has been so good.
I know.
He was so good again. I understand it was a matchup against Utah. I do. I fully understand that. But he
He's
played
really good against
30. He played 30 minutes and had 31, 16, 2, 1, and 1 in 30 minutes. He's going to play 36 minutes in a competitive game against the Knicks, right? And I'm just like, because I do think Jokic is obviously the top play, and I think Luka is really not far behind him. But like, there's no wrong answer above $11,000 because Giannis is probably going to be 5% compared to the others and has a 70-point ceiling,
Right.
80-point ceiling,
Yeah.
900-point ceiling. Like he could go for 50 tomorrow. It wouldn't be surprising.
Yep, I agree. It's just, we'll talk about Jokic when we get there. He's just so crazy, consistently.
I agree on everything else, by the way. In this, everything else in Durant, Johnson, right? Like they're all great.
No Jackson versus Washington is setting up to be a 50-point game, or he fouls out or something.
Easily going to be the most frustrating play of the slate. No, already. I'm already stressed.
Like we're gonna have to play him.
I'm stressed, John. I'm telling you right now that I am super stressed looking at Jaren Jackson without John Morant. Because it's not just John Morant. It's also Desmond Bane, Marcus Smart. 3 starters. This is stressing me out. I don't even want to look anymore.
Yeah, sorry. I'm being distracted because this football game is on absolute crack right now. Jamar just threw like a 70-yard touchdown to Chase.
Jamar would probably not throw the touchdown.
Or the other, sorry. Burrow just threw like a 70-yard touchdown to 70 yards. Yep, 70 yards. Burrow to Chase.
To tie the game.
Tie the game.
Jamar Chase has 238 receiving yards in a football game.
That is
a lot.
Just the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life.
238.
He had 196 in the first game against them. Either way, if you follow my underdog NFL picks today, you cash. We had Lamar Jackson over 232.5 and Chase over 86.5. So cash those tickets. Anyways, back to basketball. Wow, what a that is a crazy game. Jaren Jackson Jr. dude, crazy good. Okay, got hard in that range. MPJ we've talked about. Santi, what do we think?
Yeah, he's the pivot off of the stress. He's way less stressful than playing Jaren Jackson. I'll tell you that. Way less stressful. Playing Jaren Jackson is the most stressful thing you can do. Playing Santi, way less stressful and also less money.
Also less money.
If I see, look, I'm going to put it like this. This is a classic open up ownership and see Jaren Jackson's name at the top of the list early.
Yeah.
I am staying. I might just call out sick tomorrow.
Okay.
Just be prepared because I'm on the playbook.
He's going to be. I still think he'll be Scottie Pippen, but like they're going to be up there. They're all going to be right up there.
I'm just telling you, I'm on the playbook. I'm like, I'm developing a cough.
Okay. Blockmaster Sar, $5,400.
He does block a lot of shots.
Got him versus Edie.
Ooh, that's spicy.
A little spicy. Yeah.
And Edie's been good.
Edie's been good. Yeah. Keyshawn, we've talked about. Najee up to $4,800. Did not pay off the price tag. Played 21 minutes in that game. I don't know. I didn't like the play in the first. Like we talked about, I didn't really like Najee Marshall, but he was free. Now he's not.
Free.
So I will not.
Jake LaRavia. I like Jake LaRavia, 52.
Okay.
Dude, he's playing so many minutes.
Would you rather LaRavia or Keyshawn? Probably safer. Safer plays. LaRavia. The ceiling feels like it's on Keyshawn George.
Yeah, I would agree with that sentiment.
Isaac got some minutes, didn't he? Only 15.
Yeah,
he was just productive in the one stint that I watched him play, I guess. O'Neal keeps giving you over 20. Peyton Watson did get 34. He did exactly what we thought he would, right?
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's going to start. They just, another good job by DraftKings. They bumped him to 46 immediately.
Yeah. De Silva started, played 23 minutes, didn't do much in that game.
Nope.
All right.
Play Eason. You could play Eason if you want.
Sure.
He like limited run there.
Yep. Jokic is 11-8. It's just that his floor this year has been 60.
Yeah, in a game that they scored 87 points.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I'm not disagreeing. I was just asking because I was more so thinking like ownership for Giannis is just going to be just far too low. But I understand.
Sure. I guess if we tomorrow morning we get the ownership run and Jokic is 22 and Giannis is 9, then there's value to saving the 600 and playing the less rostered player. I would agree with you.
Also, Jokic just went for 82, and I mean,
yeah, no, I know.
He's done it twice.
82 and 71. Jokic went for 82. Yep.
Twice this year. So, I mean,
yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Remember when you didn't want to play him? I'll never forget. I'll never let you live that down either.
First of all, the statistics backed not playing Joker when he was like $9,500. Okay, like 4 years ago,
pre his first MVP, or it was like first MVP year, I think.
And then like the next season, he was a monster. I'm like, now you play him because he's giving you everything. So,
did you see?
Yeah.
Did you see the debate that Lou Will? Speaking of, dude, you're so good. Did you see the Towns versus Jokic?
Yeah, we talked about this on the last show.
And yeah, so Lou Williams went on air today and was like, guys, I'm grown up. I can admit when I was wrong. And I was because he watched what Jokic did in the OKC game. He's like, that dude is just the best player on the planet. We just got
and nothing against Towns. He went for 34 and 16 against Atlanta.
No.
And he's in a good spot here against Milwaukee. We know they don't play a lot of great defense. I'm fine going to Towns if he can get there. To get Chet, Şengün, the other side of that matchup. Bam has been really good, but he obviously has to deal with Jokic.
That was a bizarre game, by the way, for Bam. 5 for 21 from the
5
floor.
steals.
And 50 fantasy points. Which, by the way, Bam is cooking.
Yeah.
From a fantasy perspective right now.
He is. Blocks and steals are legit. You can always play a Cleveland front court. Another player that just feels destined to let us down tomorrow, Miles Turner, $6,200. But you start your lineup builds with like Jaren Jackson Jr., Miles Turner, and Jokic, and send a prayer out. Right? Like just prayer circle.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of the 3, you're going to have no nails. I don't know if anyone out there is a nail biter, but you will be biting the crap out of your nails if you play
like
Miles
they're gonna
Turner.
put they'll have Grant Williams on Miles Turner in this game defensively.
6'5" Grant Williams playing center. I know. I'm just.
Let's see. You got Nurkic at 58, 52 and 42 the last 2 games for him. Dallas gonna go Gafford out there.
Yeah, they are. Daniel Gafford was there. Center's really interesting tonight because Gafford's 51.
Yeah,
I think that's too cheap. Valanciunas is too cheap. I know he's not playing a lot of minutes, but 2 of the last 3 for Valanciunas, he's almost triple-doubled in, and he's gone for 40. You have Goga Batadze is nuking slates in his last 2 starts. And Wendell Carter's already ruled out. We're going to get 30 minutes out of Goga. He's been great. Zach Edey, I know he wasn't great last game, but we're going to get more of that like traditional center from Washington with Sarr and with Valanciunas. Edie has high 20s minute ceiling. We've seen him go nuclear recently. You said it, and I wasn't sure. Now there's all but surely Neemias Queta is going to start here. Luke Cornett's listed doubtful.
He got hurt in that game, yeah.
Cornett's doubtful. Neemias Queta played 28 minutes. He was great. So 45 for Queta. Jalen Duran is questionable. Beef Stew is $4,300. Beef Stew has now played 26 and 25 minutes in back-to-back games. Beef Stew has 25 and 26 fantasy points. And look at the 3 games he's been extended in this year. 3 games he's been extended. He has played 26, 25, 34 minutes. He's gone a fantasy point per minute or better in each of them. Center is loaded with value. Loaded.
Good spot to
loaded with value.
Stick a util, right? Double centered up.
Yeah. And I don't think and Grant, we didn't even really mention Grant Williams, 43. He had 40 fantasy points.
I told you he was going to have a game. I called it.
He did. Like, I don't know what they're going to do without Bridges, because like I think Saloon, their first round pick, is going to be a bigger factor. They could obviously go small with like Josh Green but like they're kind of in trouble if they're using Grant as like a 4-man, because then they have Musa Diabate and Tosh Gibson as their only centers. That is not a good thing. So I don't know. Center is a really, 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 really good value spot. There's a lot of great value.
Paul Reed a little bit at 12, but he was 6.
Yeah, well, he's gonna be their backup, right? I mean, he's gonna back Beef Stew up. So if you want to pivot to Paul Reed, he's a good fantasy point per minute guy.
All right. We talked a lot. Let's figure out what we want to do here.
We did talk a lot. Less and yet less than normal.
Where do we even want to begin? We should like start taking notes while we do that show.
Center value.
You want to do a value center? Like what?
Well, I'm not saying we can't get to Jokic too. Jokic is in the late night hammer. We could just like easy find.
Are you thinking Queta here? 45.
I mean, dude, there's 7 centers, $5,100 or cheaper that I would play. So I'm just thinking one of them, whatever works. Like, I would want to play Daniel Gafford, right? He smashed. He's the only center. I want to play Goga Bitadze. No Wendell Carter. I want to play Neemias Queta. I want to play Isaiah Stewart. Like, I would play all of them.
What's the cheapest one?
Gafford. Cheapest one is Isaiah Stewart, but it's like by $200.
I don't mind Stewart versus Atlanta. That's fine. All right. Power forward, we did Jaren Jackson.
Hurts so bad.
I don't disagree, but we got to get him in there. Where's the other Jackson here? 3,400 small forward. He'll be our value play today. Point guard, shooting guard, guard, and forward.
Scotty Pippen, 65. Unless we wanted to go like Bub, we could play Bub at shooting guard, or Keyshawn George at
Spin around,
and you could technically play
Aldama. Just double it up. Triple game stack. Washington, Memphis.
Oh, buddy.
No, Jordan.
Andre Jackson. Play him at the guard.
You got a little Washington Memphis game stack with a Jokic late night hammer. Not too bad.
Not too shabby.
Not too bad. So that's a look at the slate. 11 games. We'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern time, everybody. Appreciate you all tuning in. Good luck till then. We'll see you later.